Hello, this is Kimberly from the IT department again with part 3 of the theory series of videos that we are releasing to the facility managers regarding the J1 calendar system and the portal system that we have put together. So just as a reminder, the first video that I did discussed a brief overview of J1Web, how to look over what place details and space details there were that we have currently set up, and then how to create a meeting. Video 2 strictly goes over the different types of events that you can create within J1Web. Video 3 I'm a little bit excited about because now I get to show you the stuff that we have put together on the portal to hopefully make the process of viewing meetings and events a little bit easier for the building managers. So when you log into J1Web, you're going to want to go to Employee, and then you're going to want to go to Scheduled Meetings and Events at TLU. As a general overview of this page, we have several portlets here. One's called Building Calendars, and that contains different links for each building. You can view the building information. You can go and view the events that are occurring in that building and in the rooms on the day that you're looking at this. And you can also go and look at all the events that are occurring from this current day and forward. So these queries will auto update based off of what today's date is. So you're not going to see events that happened in the past. On the left-hand side, you're going to see some PDF reports that you can run that have prompts that you can prompt by a date, you can prompt by room, you can prompt by the building, and then these special event reports are for facilities. If we scroll down, there's another portlet here that you can use, and it gives a 30-day look ahead. And you can use this filter, and you can specifically say, hey, I want to look at the baseball field. And then you hit the enter key, and it's going to filter everything down to the baseball field, and we can see everything that's occurring within the next 30 days. You can actually put anything in this filter, and it's going to scan every single one of these values. If we scroll down a little bit more, you'll find that I have some lists out here. And what these lists contain are all of the buildings and the rooms at TLU. That will be helpful for you when you're running these prompts by room and date and the prompt by buildings. It'll just help you to know what to put in there. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at is these building calendars. And you'll notice that all the buildings are listed here, but also you can always go over here to this page to go to the specific building page. However, these links are great because if you really wanted to, you could just go to the scheduled meeting and events at TLU and go straight to the links for each building without having to click through the stuff on the left-hand side. So we're going to go to, let's do, I'm trying to think of a good one. Let's do back. So when you click building, it's going to take you to the actual building page, which is going to have the facility manager's information. And then it's going to have a portlet that shows just the current day's view of what's occurring at certain times. And then it's going to have another view where you can see all of the events that are in the system from the current day and forward. The great thing about this is that there is a filter here as well. So if I wanted to specifically look for what's available on 3/18/2022, hit the enter key, it's going to filter it down, and you're going to see that stuff is booked in the Beck Center at these times. And so you could actually go book something in J1Web in any of these buildings here and here, as well as booking something in Beck Center 205 that does not fall within these time ranges. Okay, I'm going to take that off. The other cool thing about this view that's on the portal is that you can see that the blocks are color coded to almost match what you had in Meeting Room Manager. So all of our courses are going to be in yellow. If you have a meeting or event that does not require facility services, it's going to be in blue. And then the special events are going to be in red. And the red indicates that facility services is needed, just like it did in Meeting Room Manager. So some of these lists get long with the reservations, but that's where having this filter will be great. The same thing for the day view. You can filter that down to find more specifically what you're needing. So each of the buildings have a page here, but we can go back to default page, which is where the overview page is at. And then if we click this meetings and events today, it's going to take us straight to the day view for the Alumni Student Center. Now, if we go back, one more. This one is going to take us to the portlet that showed us all the meetings and events that are occurring that are currently in the system. So those are just some quick links to jump to different views that show you all the meetings and events. The next thing I would like to share with you are these PDF reports. So these are real handy as well to see what's been booked versus not booked. And it will really just depend on your preference, whether you'd rather go to these queries that are out here to view what's booked where, or if you choose to run these reports. So the first report we have is prompt by date. And so you enter a search date in here, or a start date. So I'm going to do March 16th. And then I'm going to do through the 31st. And then you click Generate Report. And then one more click. And here you'll see a report that shows all of the events and meetings that are occurring in the different locations. The report is sorted by the room or place that the events and meetings are at, and then it's sorted by date and time. So you'll get what type it is, you'll get the title of the meeting or event, the date, the start time, and the end time. I'm going to close this one. And then I'm going to go back to PDF reports. Here's your next report. It allows you to prompt by the room. You can click the drop down and you will see all of the rooms that we have defined within the system. So in this case, I'm going to do Beck Center LL1, generate the report, click the generated link, and we're going to see everything that is booked in Beck Center LL01. Okay, our next option is to prompt by a room and a date. So you're going to get a similar drop down as well. I'm going to do ASC conference room A and B. I'm going to do a begin date of 3/16. And then I'm just going to go to the 21st and click generate report. And then we're going to click that. And you're going to see everything that is occurring in ASC conference room A and B from 3/16 to 3/21. I believe is the date that I put in there. And it's the same type of format where you see the type, the meeting name, the date, and the times. Our next report is if you want to prompt by building. So in this case, I'm going to do Shapey Hall. You're going to click generate again. And then you're going to click the link that was generated. And now we're going to see all the buildings that, or I'm sorry, all the rooms that are in Shapey Hall and all the reservations that are there. And I'll probably go through and update these reports to where they will only pull from the current day and forward. Because I just noticed that we're still showing reservations from January. But you'll see that you can view what's in the Dunn Conference Center. Let me scroll past that. Oh, and here's another one. And then you can see what's in Shapey Hall 102, starting, well, currently starting from January. But like I said, I'll fix that. And then you can see what's going on in Lobby 101. So this is just another good way to see all the buildings at a glance and or not all the buildings, I'm sorry. It's a good way to see all the rooms that are in Shapey at a glance and what's booked in them. Okay. Now you have prompt by building and date. That's similar to prompt by room and date, except for you'll see all the rooms that are in a building in this report. We're going to do 318. And then for this one, let's do Jones Complex. I'm actually going to change this further out. So in this case, we're seeing all the rooms again that are in Jones Complex and all of the meetings and events that are occurring within the date range that we inputted. Next, we have the option to prompt by both the building and the room. So this is where that list that I had showed you before on scheduled meetings and events at TLU will come into play because it shows you each building and their corresponding rooms. But if we do Alumni Student Center, and then we do ASC Conference Room A and B, click Generate Report, click the generated link, you're going to see everything that happens specifically in ASC Conference Room A and B. And let's close out of this one. Now, as I mentioned before, the last two reports are primarily for facilities. But if you recall, when we were talking about events and creating them, there was the one field that defined the event type, and that's where you had to select special events. If you selected special events on one of your events, that is where it enables it to get pulled into this report that facilities will be looking at. So the first one is special events. It's a building and date prompt. Let's see. So I'm going to do March 17th, and I'm actually going to go out to um, 2023. I'm going to do March 29th. And then for this one, I'm going to select the Weston Center. And you'll see all of the special events that are booked in the Weston Center and all the rooms. And then you're going to get a little bit more detail in this report. It's going to show the event's name, the description, the date and time, who submitted it, the event status, whether it's been approved or if it's just scheduled. You'll see if there's a parent event. So this would indicate that this is a multi-part event that's occurring in multiple locations. And then the child also indicates that that's a multi-part. Here we'll see that this is a single event that probably only happens one time. And this is just more information on other events that are happening. Okay. Finally, the last one is a special events date range prompt. And this one was specifically requested by facilities so that they would know what they have in the upcoming weeks that they need to be prepared for. If you do that, you're going to see, oops. Oh, okay. I've got to relink that one, but whenever, and I'll get that done tomorrow. But when facilities use that, they'll be able to see everything that happens within that date range so that they're prepared for your events, your special events. All right. So let's go back to scheduled meetings and events. The next thing that I can go over is this 30-day look ahead, which was something that facilities had requested as well, but it would probably be very helpful to facility building managers as well. You can scroll through these pages and you can see everything that's happening in the next 30 days. So if I wanted to specifically look for dance practice, I could always go up here and put that in that filter, and it's just going to pull the rows for dance practice. You can also filter by the rooms on this side. And you can filter by the building name as well to pull everything that's in that building. It's also great, like I said before, you can use these export tools to export this information out to Excel or CSV. Let me see if there's anything I missed. This is the building and rooms list that I referred to earlier. That would be great for the one report. And then the only thing left that I think I'll be posting to this page is eventually I'll be posting all 3 of these videos that I completed right here. And actually, I'll probably move that further up on the page. All right, that is it. Thank you for joining us for the 3 sessions. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to IT.